What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today we're discussing episode 79 of Dragon Ball Super. And oh, that was so amazing, so dope. It's like when Dragon Ball Super wants to be an anime, it knows how to be an anime, and that fight, I need to watch it 3 more times. I need to watch it three more times at least. So there's a lot to talk about, a lot. First and foremost, the most important thing that was basically shown off in this episode, well, there might be more important things, but one of the more important things that I want to point out is the fact that there's no rules. I mean, they said that they're going to decide the rules by the time the actual tournament starts, but for now, there's no rules. I mean, we saw when BASIL basically cheated and he ate that bootleg Trio Might stuff that basically turned him into a steroid wolf crazy psychopath. That was okay. Normally, that would be disqualification. If you guys remember, the actual Tenkaichi rules, tournament rules in the series are you can't basically use weapons, you can't drug yourself. If you get knocked out, that's it, it's GG. But when he took the freaking fruit or whatever the hell he was that he ate, it was okay. When he got knocked out, he was still in. Basically, this is anything goes, and that's very, very important. Now, if you guys remember, the Universe 6 versus the Universe 7 tournament would have been a completely different game had there been no rules. Had Frost been able to, Frost been allowed to basically use his other poison and kill, he would have won. Had Hit been able to kill, they would have won. Like, there would have been so much more of a different outcome had the rules not been the same as they're supposed to be. Now, that's not to say that when the real tournament starts, there's going to be, you know, the same rules where it's like no out of bounds and you can actually kill. But I really hope that they do that because that's a game changer. A lot can happen. Now, lucky for us, Buu is one of the most indestructible beings in existence. I mean, he can regenerate on the spot. We saw him do that many times in the series. That's what made him a huge threat. When freaking Majin Vegeta exploded himself all over his face, that's a really weird way to say it, but when Majin Vegeta exploded himself all over Majin Buu's face, what did he do? He came back. Like, from little tiny little gummy balls of gum pieces, the man comes back. And that's what makes Majin Buu so dangerous. Now, it's funny because I said this in the first tournament in Universe 6 versus 7, and I said this now. I was like, you know what? Majin Buu is kind of a dangerous warrior to have on that team because he's you can't really predict what he's going to do. But after watching that, I'm like, wow, okay, this guy can literally be one of the greatest assets to the entire team. I mean, he might not be like the best fighter in terms of like martial arts and strategy, but like when it comes to sheer power and strength and really getting that job done, he can do it. Now, that's not to say that he's going to be, you know, the #1 person in the tournament, because for all we know, when it's his turn to fight next, he might be asleep and then not wake up. Because Hercule, or Mr. Satan, whichever name you prefer, because Mr. Satan got knocked out and hurt, that's what actually caused him to flip out and then basically destroy BASIL, which was so magnificent. It's funny because, like, between all the Buu forms, I never was a big fan of the fat Majin Buu, Mr. Buu. I think my favorites consisted of Kid Buu, Super Buu, like the ultimate Buuhan version, when he has Gohan absorbed and like the absorption ones. Then like Majin Buu was in the same level as Evil Buu. I didn't really like him, but after seeing that was amazing. It's incredible, and that was just the most exciting thing I've seen in the series for a very long time. I already like this better than the Trunks arc. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on that fight because that was incredible. Now, a couple things I want to point out that I noticed is, and I said this last week and the week before that, is it me or is there some kind of like school shooter sense that you're getting from the Supreme Kai from that universe? Like Sidra, who's the god of destruction, the guy with the beard, the dwarf, he's all like nice, calm, you know, collected. But like the Supreme Kai is all like arrogant, angry. What does that remind you of? I mean, I'm not going to say he's exactly like Zamasu, but he is very much arrogant. He sees himself above people, and it's like, how did this man become a god? How did you become a god? How did you get yourself in that situation where you can be Supreme Kai? Like, did the person before you, like your version of Gowasu, not train you properly? Like, that kind of threw me off. And I feel like if Zamasu was never tainted in the series, he would have grown up in a more similar way like that, where he's like very much arrogant to himself, and that's dangerous. He's a ticking time bomb ready to explode. So I wonder if after this fight that, you know, if the Omni King is going to actually do it before the actual tournament starts, if he's going to destroy the universe, in which case, good, get rid of him. He's kind of a dick. Now, Sidra I like. I mean, we didn't get much action from Sidra, but he seems just so much more chill and calm. And like I said, I like that whole dwarf design. It's badass. I don't want him to get hurt, but I don't like the Supreme Kai just because he just annoyed me. He's like the type of person that you see in public that's like always acting out, that like yells at their waiters because, you know, the water has 3 ice cubes instead of like 5. Like, oh, you owe me 2 ice cubes. That's the kind of person that Supreme Kai is, and I don't like him because of that. He's just so arrogant, and he sees himself above people, and he's gotta go, basically. But overall though, this is a great freaking exhibitional match, scrimmage. Let's call it scrimmage. This is a good scrimmage of what's to come. This isn't even a real tournament. Think about that. This is not the real tournament, and it's already this exciting. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. So in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts overall between that fight. Also, I gotta say the presentation, the animation, the team behind it did a really good job too. Like, I need this, I need the consistency. Like, I know Dragon Ball Super has always been consistent with the animation, but I need the same people to work specifically on this arc and give us these exciting episodes like that again, because that was just incredible. So yeah. What makes me sad is I feel like because of how massive this arc is going to be, we're probably not going to see this in Xenoverse 2, but if Xenoverse 3 ever comes out, which it probably will in the next couple of years, I also want to play as Basil and the rest of the guys. That's very, very exciting for me. Now, let's talk about the other stuff. So, Gohan's next, and in my last video a couple of days ago, I predicted that because Dragon Ball has always kind of had the like you win, I win, you win, I win kind of method, and it's kind of like a general rule of thumb in anime, I feel like Gohan is supposed to lose. That way it's like 1 win for Universe 7, 1 win for Universe 9. And then like the last tiebreaker is supposed to be decided between Goku and the other wolf. What's the other wolf's name? Forgot his name. Bergamo, I think? Forgot his name. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna correct me in the comment section below. Lavender is the guy who's gonna fight Gohan next, and he's the guy who's gonna blind him basically. I feel like because of how anime usually sets up the fight, Gohan is supposed to lose this, but at the same time, the thing that stood out to me the most was the fact that they said, oh look man, since there's no rules, kill him. Do your thing. This is basically like, what if Frost would have fought Goku with no rules? Because I mean, for starters, he does the same thing. He poisons him, sort of. He poisons his eye and blinds him, and what makes this so dangerous is the fact that you can't sense these guys. And like, you know what's interesting about that? If you guys know how wolves hunt, wolves are like the kings of stealth. Like, well, a lot of animals are out in the wild, like the predators, the predator types. They're like the kings of stealth of like concealing themselves and jumping out the last second. And I feel like because of that, that's why Basil, Lavender, and Bergamo, I think that's his name, you can't sense their ki. My first thought was, oh, do they have God ki because you can't sense their power? But I feel like that'll be too, I mean, it's possible, but I don't want to toss it out there. I feel like just because they're wolves, and wolves are like natural predators that are like stealthy and stuff, that's why you can't sense their ki. Either way, the problem is going to happen is when apparently when Gohan gets blinded, according to the next episode previews, he's going to have to fight blindly, and that's going to be a problem because you can't sense them. No matter how powerful you are in your training, you can't sense. Even Goku had trouble sensing them. And Gohan, who's been basically, you know, all out and about, not really training, slacking off, is going to have a hell of a fight. Now, two things. In the next episode preview, he was Super Saiyan, so you can at least still do that. And two, I'm going to go ahead and predict that since the title is basically Awaken Your Dormant Power, he's going to start off as a Super Saiyan and bust out his potential Unleashed and go back to the black hair. And I guess last second before he's going to lose, he's going to come with the clutch victory and defeat Lavender. Now, the reason why I think he's actually going to win now is just due to the fact that if the rules are like, hey, you know, go out there and kill him, I feel like because the rules are a little more severe now, or like the punishment, the consequences are a little bit more severe, because of that, I think Gohan's actually going to come out the victor and win this time. But again, it's a guess. So in the comment section below, let me know your overall thoughts on what you guys think is going to happen between Lavender and Gohan. Because I feel like even if they do win all 3 matches, it's not this tournament right now is not really set up to the point where it's like whoever gets the most matches wins. This is literally just to satisfy both the Omni Kings. I mean, one Omni King already kind of witnessed the fight. The other one, they're like witnessing for the first time, and they're both really, really entertained. And it's weird because this is like, it's literally everybody is just a pawn for the Omni King. If the Omni King says, yo, you gotta kill him, you gotta do it. Ooh. I wonder if they're gonna get that dark. If they're gonna get to the point where it's like, let's say Goku or Gohan is fighting somebody and they beat them down but they're still alive. It's like, no, you gotta kill him. I wonder if they're gonna take the series into that direction and make it just a little bit more dark, because I feel like if it takes to that, then it's like, this is such a different series from what originally started a year ago. Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was obviously a lot more violent. Dragon Ball Super has been a little bit more catered to the younger audiences. That's why you don't see as much blood. But like with how the last arc finished and went, I feel like they could take it a step above and make it a little bit more darker in this upcoming arc. So like, a lot can happen. Like this tournament, the preliminaries are a lot more important than we think. It's not about just hyping us up for the tournament. It's setting a precedent for what's to come. So even if Universe 9 doesn't get destroyed from the preliminaries, they're going to come back a lot stronger, which is just another problem. The fact that Universe 7 is being put on display is going to give all the other gods insight, like, hey, just so you know, Goku's this, Gohan's like that, and you know, you got Majin Buu, who's basically invincible. Granted, you don't got all the other 7 warriors to worry about, but that's basically like the bulk of the more important ones. Because I mean, you don't really have to worry about Krillin. 17 and 18 are kind of up in the air. The only other dangerous ones from Universe 7 I can think about right now will be Piccolo because he's a strategist, and Vegeta because basically he's powerful and a strategist. But everybody else is kind of like, nah, whatever, especially someone like Master Roshi and Tien. But like, I feel like this is kind of a disadvantage for Universe 7 at the same time, just due to the fact that they're gonna have to like come back and bust their ass, knowing that everybody already knows what to expect. Because you know damn well everyone's gonna go back to their universe and be like, yo, just so you know, Goku can do this, Gohan can do this, and Majin Buu is basically invincible. Keep an eye out for that when the tournament comes up. One last thing I'll point out is they mentioned Toppo, who is the hooded guy, which is interesting because initially when they showed off the images of the Gods of Destruction, they showed Toppo as a skinnier guy. And it looked like the guy was fighting Goku in the intro, the alien looking dude. But Toppo's actually the leader, so I don't know if they made a mistake and did like a little bait and switch the characters, and now he's supposed to be the main guy, or if initially the alien guy was supposed to be the main guy, but something I noticed. But that's definitely Toppo. They even says Toppo hold it because he like caught that ball and protected you know, his god and the angel when the thing popped up. But yeah, but either way, this is incredible. I'm literally about to rewatch this again because that was so freaking awesome. Dude, when freaking Majin Buu just smiled and got angry when Hercule got knocked out, was just, oh my gosh, that was so incredible. I want to see what else they can do. And I really hope that Majin Buu at some point in this upcoming arc does bust out the purification. I mean, I've noticed a lot of choreography and fights have been brought literally from Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Granted, Xenoverse takes it all from Z, so it's kind of basically a full circle. But because Xenoverse introduced purification, where basically the Majin race can turn to Kid Buu or Kid Buu equivalent, I'm hoping that we see something like that from Majin Buu, because can you imagine how exciting it would be if, like, let's say Majin Buu's losing, Hercule gets knocked out again or whatever, and then next thing you know, he gets so pissed, he purifies and becomes basically Kid Buu, and then just destroys his opponent. You can't tell me that would not be hype. As of right now, that's not canon to the Dragon Ball universe, only the extended universe because it's available in Dragon Ball Online and the Xenoverse series. But if they make that as like a little canon ability for Majin Buu, that would be so incredible. And I really hope that they do make that happen at some point in the future. But that's pretty much everything. So let me know your thoughts on episode 79 in the comment section below. If you were just as hyped as I was, make sure to leave it a like twice as hard. Punch that like button, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. And I guess for now, we wait until episode 80 where our boy Gohan is either going to make it or break it. If he gets defeated, it's not looking too good, but at the same time, I feel like he needs to get defeated before he can really come back and get that shock in his life and do a lot better in the tournament. But at the same time, if he's a badass and wins, it's a win-win situation. So we'll see what will happen. But for now, that is the end of today's review. So hope you enjoyed. My name is Rhymestyle, and let me know your thoughts on everything that we discussed down below.